And we now face the risk of an all-out war. Another full-scale war could be devastating for both Israel and Lebanon. So let me be clear. Israel and Lebanon can choose a different path. Despite the sharp escalation in recent days, a diplomatic solution is still viable. A diplomatic solution, not a military solution, is the only way to ensure that displaced civilians on both sides of the border can finally go back home. So I echo the call of President Biden and President Macron and other leaders yesterday for an immediate 21-day ceasefire. And that will provide time for the diplomacy needed to achieve a durable arrangement that will allow Israeli and Lebanese civilians to return safely to their homes.
Thank you very much for joining us for this landmark meeting of AUKUS defence ministers.
Our advice on Lebanon has not changed in recent days. It's been the same for weeks. Don't go to Lebanon, and if you are in Lebanon, then leave. And there are at present commercial flights leaving Lebanon. But any sensible government must make preparations for future developments. So I left the Labour Party conference early this week on Tuesday morning. I chaired a meeting of COBRA officials that afternoon to ensure that if we see rapid developments in Lebanon, then Britain, with allies, is ready to respond.
Defence Ministers meeting. As John just said, we meet at There are a significant number of Australians Australian citizens who are in Lebanon, and we have been very mindful of that population of Australian citizens in Lebanon really since this conflict began. We do have in place plans and preparations in respect of a range of scenarios, and we stand ready to activate those preparations. But the most important thing that can be said right now is to echo what John has said, and that is that Australians who are in Lebanon now, this is the time to leave. Don't wait.
Comments about Lebanon just there. You did say, deliberately I think,
main focus for the discussions between Secretary Austin and I this morning over Ukraine were how we get behind the victory plan that President Zelensky has presented in the US this week, and how we can reinforce the Ukrainians' position in the months ahead in the face of a continuing onslaught from the Russians on the eastern border. And in the end, we're talking about resolution of conflict and ceasefire in the Middle East. Putin could end the war in Ukraine today if he pulls back his troops and ends his illegal invasion.
Close partnership that we've seen evident today, will the US, has there been discussions about how the US could possibly help Australia?
A nuclear-powered submarine capability will be greatly in advance of anything that the Collins-class submarines offer us today, as capable as they are. And this is the most significant, or one of the most significant leaps in military capability that our nation has ever taken. And as Lloyd just said earlier, this is only the second time in history that we have seen countries pass this technology on to another country, the first of course being when the United States provided this technology to the UK. So it is not lost on us the significance of the step that we are taking, but this is utterly essential for Australia's future.